You've got your gentleman, and now we've hit wide receiver, and we have hit edge, and now we can flip things back over to Mr. Chapman.
Can we not jump forward? I want to look at the board. I might want to trade up here.
Okay.
Am I too late? Am I too late?
Like no. We might be able to. So is there a guy specifically that you're targeting here?
There is. But before I do so, can you look at defense and the corners that are available?
Absolutely.
Because if not, I want to jump up right here.
Okay, so let's get to it here. Defense and corners are available. You got Mario Goodrich, you got Zion McCollum, Alontae Taylor, Michael Wright, Damari Mathis, Tariq Castro-Fields, Caleb Evans, Marcus Jones, sitting there at 185 as well. And we got pick 105.
Yeah, let's roll it forward. I don't want to jump up here. But if this guy's still there, then I've got a couple options out. I feel a little better, you know what I mean? And I love this part of the draft because not only do you only have to wait about 12 picks to go, this is the end of day 2. So if somebody wants to jump up, I love having picks at the end of days and at the start of days because there's just a little bit more traffic there, and John Lynch loves to trade around. So we'll see what goes here.
This is why I'm the owner, and I allow John Chapman to go ahead and run the team.
Dude,
that's fair here. I mean, it's fair. We got Alec Lindstrom going at 100, Zion McCollum going at 101.
You wanted Lindstrom.
That's who I wanted, man. Perfect fit. Yeah. Perfect fit.
He is a good fit guy there. Then we got Tyler Batty going, Nicolas Petit-Frere, and we got a trade offer, and it's absolute hot garbage. It's absolute hot garbage. I'm just gonna reject this thing.
Unless up the whole thing. And
John, unless you want pick 147, pick 148, and pick 150 from Chicago for pick 105 and pick 262.
Unless we're gonna do a 4.5 hour podcast, I'm gonna reject that.
Solid. Well, absolutely solid GMing right there. Caleb Ely just went off of the board, and now let's look at best available. I know you had mentioned cornerbacks. And there's a lot of pretty good options here. Look, if we're gonna go a guy here, a guy that can do a lot of different things, my feeling is if we're gonna be going after somebody, I mean, I guess I'm assuming, right? We're looking for a slot guy here. Looking for a guy that can potentially play slot. That's what we're looking for. There's some good choices on this board right now. I really, really do like Marcus Jones out of Houston. I know he's at that 185 spot. We're picking at 105. That's on PFN. There's a lot of places that have this guy a little bit all over the place, going in different spots. I don't know how you guys feel about him. I think he's got flexibility, can play inside and out. I do have some questions about top end speed and fluidity and things of that nature. But I think this is a guy who is going to come in maybe a little bit ahead of schedule. And is there any guy that you're thinking here that they should be looking at?
Oh, you already know I'm looking offensive line at this point. Dylan Parham would be somebody that I would be very much interested at this pick, but I would not be against Marcus Jones either. However, I just think you had Alec Lindstrom. That was the guy. That was the bang up choice. He's off the board. So if you're thinking interior offensive line, you're talking Donovan West now, Dylan Parham. Those guys are interesting guys, but you want to make sure you lock them up because they will not be on the board in a realistic draft, unlike this board. So they're not going to be that low. So getting one of those guys now is an issue. But nickel corner, you still look at it and you're just like, okay, that is a glaring hole the 49ers need to fill. So I would probably go interior offensive line, but I do understand the need to look for a nickel guy at this point.
Jason, what are you feeling right now? What route would you want us to be going, or want John to be going with this pick?
Look, I'm Cole Strange Hive, and not because the 49ers asked him in Mobile to play center so they could show the flexibility. He has the guard experience. Realistically, I'm in for him and the names that we could use for him. Cole Strange and the blocking of madness, Doctor Strange and the multiverse of blocking. It just writes itself more than anything. And I think that when you're getting down to certain things and you want to figure out, hey, let's split this down and what's the deciding factor, nicknames have to be a part of this at this point, right? No, seriously. I love Cole Strange. I think that if you guys ever heard him speak, he speaks about the outside zone and he knows it very well. He's a versatile guy. You know how the 49ers love their versatile guys, right? Like if you're coming in here as offensive line, you're not coming in because you can only play one solid position. They believe that you can play other positions. I think that Cole Strange is one of those guys. I feel like we've addressed a lot of the good spots there. Cole Strange is one of those guys, but there are a lot of really great offensive linemen still available on the board. And I think that that's where this pick would be leaning itself if this draft board leaned this way.
Yeah, James Cook's still there too. And so okay, here's the question that goes in my mind. Do you go after best available player? Because I think there's an answer for that. For me, personally, right now, I think the best available player on the board is James Cook. I think he is the best available player. However, this is Kyle Shanahan we're talking, and we've got a lot of running backs. I think he's going to target a running back later in the draft. We've got youth, all those things. Again, my two questions. What makes Trey Lance more comfortable? And then, or can I get an immediate starter? Because I think any of these guys that you draft in the interior offensive line, probably not going to start week one. We never saw Aaron Banks. We saw Banks for, oh goodness, help me out. Not Banks, Jalen Moore for one game, and then he got beat out. Like, if we draft an interior offensive lineman, they're probably going to sit. So I'm going to kind of curve a little bit here. I'm going slot corner, and I'm going my man Marcus Jones. I love this guy. I love this guy's attitude. I love what he brings to the table. I think he fits perfectly, exactly like a K'Wan Williams puppy that you put in there, right? He's small, but he's feisty, amazing tackler. I really like this guy. Upside in the return game as well. And to get him at this spot, here's how much I like Marcus Jones. If we took him at 61, I'd be like, that's a reach, but that's okay. So I'm going Marcus Jones here, cornerback out of Houston. I think he might fall to this spot because of metrics. He is small. He is only a slot guy, even though he played outside. He's feisty, man. I like this guy a lot.
His best film too was in the slot. Everything that I watched of him when he lined up inside is where I thought he looked like the best version of himself.
And you did miss a super chat from Tommy Huxley.
Did he call us butt cheekers?
He did call us butt cheekers. There you
Beautiful. Absolutely glorious, Tommy. Hey, Tommy, good to see you in chat, my guy. Absolutely glorious. And Marcus Jones is the pick. So pick 105. It is done. Mr. Chapman, you have taken your slot corner. We've now addressed a lot of different things if you're the San Francisco 49ers.
Love it.
Wide receiver Sky Moore, Sam Williams on the edge, Marcus Jones there at the cornerback spot.
Just want to say thanks for watching and supporting the 49ers Rush podcast channel. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do so in the middle of the screen now. And here are a few extra videos if you want to check that out for some more 49ers content. Just want to say thank you. And as always, stay strong, faithful.